Ma'asim, Acts 19. And it came to pass that while Apollos was at Corinth, Paul, having passed through the upper coast, came to Ephesus, and finding certain Talmudim, he said unto them, Have ye received the Ruach HaKodesh since ye believed? And they said unto him, We have not so much as heard whether there be any Ruach HaKodesh. And he said unto them, Unto what then were ye immersed? And they said, Unto Yehukanan's immersion. Then said Paul, Yehukanan truly immersed with the immersion of repentance, saying unto the people that they should believe on him which should come after him, that is, on Mashiach Yahusha. When they heard this, they were immersed in the name of Adonai Yahusha. And when Paul had laid his hands upon them, the Ruach HaKodesh came on them, and they spoke with tongues and prophesied. And all the men were about 12. And he went into the synagogue and spoke boldly for the space of 3 months, disputing and persuading the things concerning the kingdom of Yahuwah. But when diverse were hardened, and believed not, but spoke evil of the way of Yahuwah before the multitude, he departed from them, and separated the Talmudim, disputing daily in the school of one Tyrannus. And this continued by the space of 2 years, so that all they which dwelt in Asia heard the word of Yahuwah, both Yehudim and Yavanim. And Yahuwah wrought special miracles by the hands of Paul, so that from his body were brought unto the sick handkerchiefs or aprons, and the diseases departed from them, and the evil ruachot went out of them. Then certain of the vagabond Yehudim, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil ruachot the name of Adonai Yahusha, saying, We adjure you by Yahusha, whom Paul preaches. And there were 7 sons of one Sceva, a Yehudi, and chief of the priests, which did so. And the evil Ruach answered and said, Yahusha I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye? And the man in whom the evil Ruach was leaped on them, and overcame them, and prevailed against them, so that they fled out of that house naked and wounded. And this was known to all the Yehudim and Yavanim also dwelling in Ephesus. And fear fell on them all, and the name of Adonai Yahusha was magnified. And many that believed came and confessed and showed their deeds. Many of them also, which used curious arts, brought their CEPHER together, and burned them before all men. And they counted the price of them, and found it 50,000 pieces of silver. So mightily grew the word of Yahuwah and prevailed. After these things were ended, Paul purposed in the Ruach, when he had passed through Macedonia and Achaia, to go to Jerusalem, saying, After I have been there, I must also see Rome. So he sent into Macedonia 2 of them that ministered unto him, Timotheus and Erastus, but he himself stayed in Asia for a season. And the same time there arose no small stir about the way of Yahuwah. For a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, which made silver shrines for Artemis, brought no small gain unto the craftsmen, whom he called together with the workmen of like occupation, and said, Sirs, ye know that by this craft we have our wealth. Moreover, ye see and hear, that not alone at Ephesus, but almost throughout all Asia, this Paul has persuaded and turned away much people, saying that they be no Elohim, which are made with hands. so that not only this our craft is in danger to be set at naught, but also that the temple of the great Elohim Artemis should be despised, and her magnificence should be destroyed, whom all Asia and the world worships. And when they heard these sayings, they were full of wrath, and cried out, saying, Great is Artemis of the Ephesus. And the whole city was filled with confusion. And having caught Gaius and Aristarchus, men of Macedonia, Paul's companions in travel, they rushed with one accord into the theater. And when Paul would have entered in unto the people, the Talmudim suffered him not. And certain of the chief of Asia, which were his friends, sent unto him, desiring him that he would not adventure himself into the theater. Some therefore cried one thing, and some another, for the assembly was confused, and the more part knew not wherefore they were come together. And they drew Alexander out of the multitude, the Yehudim putting him forward, and Alexander beckoned with the hand, and would have made his defense unto the people. But when they knew that he was a Yehudi, all with one voice about the space of 2 hours cried out, Great is Artemis of the Ephesus. Now when the town scribe had quieted the people, he said, Men of Ephesus, what man is there who does not know how that the city of the Ephesus is a worshiper of the great Elohim Artemis, who is fallen from the skies? Seeing then that these things cannot be spoken against, ye ought to be quiet, and to do know nothing rashly. For ye have brought hither these men, which are neither robbers of temples, nor yet blasphemers of your Elohim. Wherefore, if Demetrius and the craftsmen which are with him have a matter against any man, the law is open, and there are deputies. Let them implead one another. But if ye inquire anything concerning other matters, it shall be determined in a lawful assembly. For we are in danger to be called in question for this day's uproar, there being no cause whereby we may give an account of this concourse. And when he had thus spoken, he dismissed the assembly.